Hmm. Would a rose by any other name smell as sweet? Well, that's not a question we have to answer today because we're here at the Columbus Park of Roses celebrating a very versatile, lush, gorgeous plant, the rose.
The Whetstone Park of Roses is part of the Columbus Park system and has been delighting visitors since the 1950s. Developed through a partnership with the Columbus Rose Club, it has grown into one of the country's largest municipal rose gardens. Thousands of roses bloom here throughout the growing season, representing everything from historic garden roses to modern hybrids. But the park offers much more than roses, including an herb garden, perennial displays, an arboretum, and a beautiful space just to simply slow down and enjoy nature.
Roses, a member of the Rosaceae family, not only symbols of love and romance, but also powerful allies in natural healing and skincare. The petals, tips, and essential oils are heavily used for their beneficial properties.
When we say rose, we're actually referring to an entire genus, Rosa, containing well over 100 species and thousands upon thousands of cultivated varieties. Over centuries, gardeners have selected roses for fragrance, flower form, repeat blooming, disease resistance, and color. Every rose you see here tells part of that horticultural story. It's easy to walk through a rose garden and simply admire the colors, but if you look a little closer, you'll discover that the rose describes an incredible diversity of plants. Some roses are compact shrubs, carefully bred to provide months of continuous blooms in a home landscape. Others are vigorous climbers that can transform an arbor, a pergola, or a fence into a wall of flowers. Rambling roses take that growth habit even further, producing long, graceful canes that can cover large structures or scramble naturally through trees. And then there are the species roses, the wild ancestors of many of today's cultivated varieties. Their flowers are often simple, with just 5 petals surrounding a cluster of golden stamens. While they may not have the dramatic layered blooms of modern hybrids, those open flowers are especially attractive to bees, butterflies, and other pollinating insects because they provide easy access to pollen and nectar. One thing a camera simply cannot capture is fragrance. Modern breeding has sometimes favored flower production over scent, but many garden roses still produce the rich perfume that has fascinated people for centuries. That fragrance isn't just pleasant, it has inspired perfumes, culinary traditions, and even herbal medicine. Simply spending a few quiet minutes surrounded by fragrant flowers can become its own restorative experience. Not all roses belong only in flower arrangements. Unsprayed, fragrant petals have been used for centuries to flavor jams, syrups, teas, sugars, vinegars, and desserts. Rosewater remains an important ingredient in the cuisines throughout the Middle East, India, and parts of Europe. As always, if you're harvesting roses for culinary use, be certain that they haven't been treated with pesticides or other chemicals. Long before roses were prized primarily for their beauty, they were valued as medicinal plants. The petals have traditionally been used to gently soothe irritated tissues and were often prepared as teas, syrups, vinegars, and infused honeys. Rose preparations were considered cooling and comforting, particularly during hot weather or when someone felt overheated or emotionally overwhelmed. While modern herbalists use roses somewhat differently depending on the individual, they remain one of the gentlest herbs in the materia medica. Later in the season, many roses produce bright red fruits called rose hips. Botanically, these aren't the flowers themselves, but the fruit that develops afterwards. Rose hips are naturally rich in vitamin C along with other antioxidant compounds, and have long been prepared as teas, syrups, jellies, and preserves. We tend to use rose hips more in cosmetic preparations today. During the Second World War, rose hips were even gathered as parts of Europe as an important source of vitamin C when citrus fruits became scarce due to blockades. One of the things that I enjoy most about public gardens like this is not just identifying plants, it's observing design. Notice how the beds are laid out, how the colors flow together, how taller shrubs create structure while lower growing herbs or roses soften the edges. Good gardens don't simply happen, they're carefully composed over many, many years. While the roses are undoubtedly the stars of the park, don't overlook the arboretum. An arboretum is a living collection of trees and woody plants, offering visitors the opportunity to appreciate species from around the world. Beyond their beauty, these trees provide shade, habitat for wildlife, seasonal interest, and a reminder that every great garden begins with strong framework. One of my favorite stops is the herb garden. It's a wonderful reminder that beauty and usefulness often go hand in hand. Herbs don't need to be hidden away in a vegetable patch. Many are beautiful enough to stand alongside ornamental plants while offering culinary, medicinal, and ecological benefits. Gardens like this encourage us to think differently, not separating ornamental plants from the useful ones, but allowing them to coexist. Whether you come for the roses, the herb garden, the arboretum, or simply a peaceful afternoon, the Whetstone Park of Roses is one of Columbus's botanical treasures. If you find yourself in Central Ohio, I encourage you to spend an afternoon here. Bring a camera, bring a notebook, or simply bring your curiosity. Sometimes the best way to learn about plants is to simply spend time among them.